Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Stationeers. So, last time we built our furnace here, and that went fairly well. Some things seem to have gone missing that I had staged. Alright, there's those pipes. I staged a couple things for the episode, and I turn around and they're gone. That's a little bit, concerning here. Anyway, so it's getting to the point where you're gonna be starting to have to make some decisions and stuff, and depending on the situation you're in, some things are gonna take higher priority than others. For example, often you're gonna find yourself needing more power, at about this stage. However, I think I have a more pressing need that I need to look into. So let's talk about that really quickly here. So this water bottle is empty, which means I've got 2 bottles, alright, and then 31% of this bottle. So truth be told, I don't really have a lot of water left. Let's just get this one ready here. So water is starting to run out, but I do have enough probably to where we could work on electrics, but in case the water will kill me. The lack of electricity, well, it will hurt me, but it won't necessarily kill me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the hydraulic pipe bender here, and we're going to look at a way of how we can get some drinking water, all right, to refill these bottles. Now, you might think that filling a bottle is pretty easy. We just got to get some water and put it in the bottle, and then we can drink from it, right? But, well, nothing's that easy. I mean, this is pretty easy, but there's a couple things that we're going to end up getting into. Not necessarily right now, but we're getting to the point where we're going to have a conversation about pipes and fluids. Specifically, though, we already got our first little introduction here working with these pipes here. And I talked loosely about the liquid pipe here. Now we're going to turn our attention to the liquid pipes. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of things. The first thing we're going to make, since we're going to be dealing with some water, is we need some liquid pipes. Alright, so let's make liquid pipes. And look at this. They require 1 unit of steel and 1 unit of silicon. Now we're making the insulated pipes. That's an important designation there. We want the insulated pipes, okay? And we'll talk more about insulated versus non-insulated pipes, both liquid and regular pipe. Really, these should be called gas pipes. They really should have named them to gas pipes when they made the change. But we're going to make 3 insulated liquid pipes here. Alright, so there's our first one. And as you can see, as I said, they're relatively cheap there. As long as you have some silicon and some steel, you can make these pretty cheap. Okay. I always find it easier to push that for some reason than pushing this button. The next thing we're going to make is an ice crusher, alright? So let's type in ice crusher there, kit ice crusher. And the kit ice crusher requires 3 iron, 1 gold, 1 copper. So let's, I gotta put that stuff in. Hang on. So, yeah, we'll put our gold in. And actually, I'm going to use the copper that's here, because this is enough copper. Yep. And I'll probably save this to put in the electronics printer. So let's go ahead and close that up and turn it off. And this is going to take a little bit of time. It's, once again, fairly quick. In the meantime, I'll tell you the next thing we're going to be turning our attention to. In fact, let me switch my battery here.
Power critical.
The next thing we're going to make after this is going to be a water bottle filler. So that's what's going to allow us to actually fill up our water bottles. So let me just set this down over here for now. We're going to do a search here, and we're going to type in bottle. This is also a way you can make more bottles if you need to. We don't really need more bottles at this time. The bottle filler is going to take 5 iron, 3 copper, and 8 silicon. So let's go ahead and run that. I'm going to put that in there because I think we're going to need more cable here. Yeah, we're going to need more cable. So, let's turn you off here. We don't need you on anymore. So let's go ahead and make some cable. Alright. And again, that only takes, 0.5 copper for one cable. So we can make quite a bit of cable here. And while it's making this, let's go ahead and actually run our cable here. So we're going to bring it all the way over here. And just follow... Darn it. Just follow along for now with what I'm doing. We're going to make a freeway intersection here, but hang on. It's this one. Let's get it oriented right. We want it where it branches... Yes, that's what we're working on. We want it where it branches off over here and up at the top there. Alright? Because both the water bottle filler and the ice crusher require electricity. In fact, the ice crusher requires quite a bit of electricity. By comparison to what we've been working on, it requires a lot, in fact. So we're just going to make a U shape with our cable here, like so. Then we're going to take this up here, up 2. Bring it over here. Bring it over 1. And then just down like so. Alright? This will make more sense why we're doing it like this once we get to it. But we don't need any more cable for now, so let's go ahead and turn off the electric printer. And let's go grab our ice crusher, which has, of course, been yeeted off the platform. We're going to have to build a bigger platform eventually. But today's not the day. Alright, so the ice crusher, let's just place it down here. We want it with the electrical connection up front here. There's 2 connections there. There's a data, but we want the power up front. Alright. And let's go ahead and get that back out of there. The other thing we're going to need here is we're going to need some iron sheets. And we're going to need our welding torch. Alright. And now we're also going to need 2 cable. We don't need a tool. We just click with it. Look at that. I have 1 cable left. It's almost as if I know what I'm doing. Almost. Because I forgot something. We're also going to need... not an iron wall. Where are my iron frames? Where did I put those? Yeah, where did I put the iron frames? Am I just not seeing them, or did I put them down? Oh, they're right underneath the oxygen tank. Well, that makes sense. That's a good, that's a safe place to put an important resource. All right, let's set that down there. Let's also turn the light off here. Okay, so we need the, it's what we're going to do here. Let's talk about the ice crusher before we get into our water bottle filler, which we'll place right there. So the ice crusher, as far as connections in the back, as I said, we have a data connection, we have a liquid output, which is output 2, and we have a gas output up at the top here, okay? So in the front, we have our import, by the way. We have a power switch. It is connected. And we have a little thing here that if we hover over it will tell us exactly what's going on inside. We'll talk more about what's going on inside in just a moment. For now, let's take our gas pipes. So the yellow ones there. Let's just send this up. Hang on. Come on. Let's just send it up there like so. And then we'll just put this 90 off to the side here. Okay? And we're just going to leave it like that for now. Okay? We'll do more stuff with this later. For now, we just want to have access to it. Okay? In fact, we're actually not going to use this for now, so I'll just put that in there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our liquid pipes, which I have right here. We're going to take the liquid pipes. We're just going to use these corner pieces here. So we're going to turn off of it there, make a U shape, all right, or half a circle. And then we're going to take it up like so, alright? From there, we need our iron sheets and our welding torch. And we're going to just make it where we can build on this here. We're done with our iron sheets and our welding torch. We're going to take our water bottle filler, and we're going to position it. Now, we want to have the power on the top and the water on the bottom there. There's 2 shapes this can take on. Alright, so if you had the water coming from the top, you would use this first one. But if you cycle to the next one, this is the one we want. The power switch on the right there, this is why we built it on the left, because we want to have access to that power switch. Now, if you were to turn it on, it's going to flash yellow there, alright? This is because we have power, but the pipe is empty. There's no liquid in it to fill the bottle. So that's why it's flashing a yellow there. This is also why we set this cable up the way we did there. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward. You put ice in, it crushes and heats it up, sends it into the pipe, and then fills the bottle. But we need some ice for that. So let's go try and find some ice. And it looks like we might have some off over here. So let's get our mining belt out here. Yeah, mining belt. And, oops, wrong one. There we go. It's been a little bit since I played. Yep, this is ice. Alright, so let's mine some ice. Hopefully there's a bit here. We don't need a whole lot, you know, especially just for this first one, but... In fact, while we're at it, oh, there's some ice. Alright, so this is where the vein's going. Oh, wow, there's quite a bit of ice here. That's nice to see. Okay, we got over 50 ice there. We'll come back probably for that iron. Alright, so ice, like, oop. Because the scratch is there. Oh, actually, I think that's supposed to be like frost. Ice, like, you know, with the volatiles and the oxide, you can't have it out in your hand during the day. One thing I forgot to mention, though, regarding that, is that you can actually hold Alt, and you can just drag it in like so if you want to. You can do that with the furnace as well. In fact, it would have been much more efficient. I always forget that you can drag stuff, you know, with the Alt here to place the stuff in. So that's a safer way of handling it. So let's go ahead and put the ice in. Now the funny thing about this is, it's a bit contradictory here. The reason why I say it's a bit contradictory is I just said, you know, you really shouldn't be, you know, you should try and avoid doing this during the day, but at the same time, you actually want to do this during the day, because this uses quite a bit of power. So, we're just going to use a little bit here, because notice the battery's at 100%. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. Alright, and it's going to close, and it's going to start up here. And let's just run it a little bit here, and just watch the battery drop. I mean, we're already down to 95 there. And it's time for us to drink our water. So, hang on. Let me just drink my water here. Alright, we're going to turn off our air. I would like to point out it's only consumed 7 ice. And just look at what it's done to our battery. So, you know, the large cell battery is just not going to be sufficient. Okay.
Pressure critical. Oxygen critical. Temperature critical.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Low pressure.
There we go. Still alive. Somehow. Oh, hang on. There we go. Alright. Now we can resume back to our discussion. So yeah, we really didn't make much ice. You know, we didn't really melt down much ice there with how much battery we consume. So one thing you might want to consider doing is, you know, running your generator while you're doing it. Now, I don't have a lot of coal in the generator there, so we're just going to be somewhat careful here. We're probably not going to crush all of it. But we do need to talk about what's going on in there. So if you look here, you'll see that the pressure has increased. We're at 417 kilopascals of pressure in there. The temperature is 284 Kelvin. And we've managed, there's currently 3 liters inside there, all right? And if you notice at the very bottom, it says the ice crusher is heating its atmosphere to 288 Kelvin. Now, that's roughly about 14.8 degrees Celsius there in temperature, okay? So we're above freezing there, so it, you know, it melts the ice. And you might, you know, you can adjust stuff with the data connection there and stuff, as well as read, of course, what's going on. And if you look, it, you know, as I said, it's just, you know, it's consuming our battery there. So I'm just going to turn on the generator now while we talk a little bit more about it. So it actually has to heat up, and that's what's a lot of your electricity being used for, is the heating. You also get this nice little animation of it crushing. Let's go ahead and shut it down here for a second. And I'm also going to turn off the generator there, so we don't waste our valuable coal. Let's get out our data pad for a second, because the data pad might reveal a couple things that are interesting to you. So first of all, if you look here, there is currently 308 moles, or 5.54 liters, of water inside the ice crusher, which makes up 79.3% of the contents of the ice crusher. You'll also notice that there's 20.7%, or 80.4 moles, of nitrogen inside the ice crusher. That's right, this is also a way that you can gather some nitrogen. Now, it's not a lot of nitrogen, because, you know, it's about, you know, at 8 to 2, you know, 8 water, 2 nitrogen. That's pretty much the ratio you're going to expect there. And this is why we hooked up this gas pipe here. So, if you look at the pipe, actually, hang on. We got to add another segment onto there. Hang on just 1 second. In fact, we'll do it this way. If you look at the pipe, you'll see that there is some nitrogen gas in the pipe there. So the nitrogen gas you will need to do something with eventually. Right now, it's not a big worry, and I've got something planned for the nitrogen gas. But for now, this is fine. If we... Actually, I should have just did this, because I want to show you what's going on inside the water pipe as well. The liquid pipe, I should say. If we take our tablet, it's up here, and we look, you'll see that there is indeed water inside the pipe here, specifically 0.579 liters of water, and that makes up 99.2% of the pipe's contents at the moment. The other thing you'll notice, though, is that there's some H2O that's not in liquid form. That is steam, or gaseous water, essentially. Now, I'm not going to get into the chemistry / physics of what is going on here. We're not going to get into that yet. That is a little further down the road there. I almost said world. But for now, just understand that you might end up with some some steam in your liquid pipe, okay? And you know, at times you can end up with liquids in your gas pipe, and that's not a good thing. We're just going to leave it there for now. This little bit here, though, is not problematic for now, okay? But later on, we're going to have to talk about changes in states of matter, you know, basically it moving from a solid to a liquid to a gas, all right? We're going to be talking about state changes at some point and what leads to a state change under what circumstances, because it's a bit more complicated than you might think. But that's outside the purpose of this video. The main thing we're working towards is filling up that water bottle there. So let's go ahead and get, you know, our empty bottle here and put that in. And if you look, it's filling up. All right, we didn't get very far because, you know, there wasn't a lot in there. In fact, maybe it's... Yeah, let's turn it off for now. Let's run it a little bit more here, and let's get the generator going. I don't know how much coal we have left, but probably not a lot. So yeah, we'll just run it there. Yep, there we go. And as you can see, we're filling our water bottle up there. Boom. 100% filled on that one. And while we're at it, let's get our 16%. There we go. So now we have a way of filling up our bottles of water. As I said, it's probably best if you run this during the day because it does consume quite a bit of electricity to accomplish this task. But this is a way of that you can secure a source of water if you are running out of water. As I said, for me, that was kind of the higher priority right now rather than electricity, which means our next goal will be to look at electricity. So we're going to be, in the next video, upgrading our electric grid. Specifically, we're going to be doing away with these cheap panels, and we're going to get some better panels. In fact, it's probably going to be a two-part video because there's a lot of work that we have to do in order to get our electric grid working. But for now, I think that will pretty much cover it. As I said, this is pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but, you know, things are about to start getting complicated because we're going to start talking about gases and liquids and pipes. That will probably be after we do the electrics, though. So up next, we're going to be taking a look at our electric grid, getting more power, and then we're going to be dealing with the dreaded gases. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. It would mean a lot to me, and it really helps me out. Until next time, everyone, have a great day.